I am resident of Collinwood for YouTube. Joel Sains. That is my buddy Gordon Dymowski. That is my buddy Patrick McCray. We are here to review the movie Star Crash. I'm trying so hard not to mess that up too. This movie was made in 1978. So it says. So let's see. Directed by Luigi Cozy.
Yeah.
Cozy, yeah. Produced by Nat Wackberger. Hey, cinematographer's done by Paul Beeson. So this
It's all kind of people I don't know.
Yeah, budget was $4 million. Box office was 2,250,000. So they made their money back big time. A lot. Yeah, I don't know my numbers. I'm horrible. So when did you guys first see? I first saw this movie today, and it was a fun movie. It was a fun watch. When did you guys first watch this?
Gordon.
Okay, I saw this probably, I believe I had seen it at the Brighton Theater, which is no longer there, when I was a kid, because I read Starlog magazine, and which was like the Fangoria for science fiction,
or the internet. I mean, it was just like it was the internet. It was everything.
And they were highlighting this great film with all this action, and I saw it at the Brighton Theater on my own, because it was like your $2 second run theater, and I remember after seeing it wanting my money back.
Ooh,
because it was. Well, no, but they gave me free popcorn, so. Yeah, it's a fun movie to watch, but it's also one of those where you have to be in a certain state of mind, and I don't mean medicated state of mind. You kind of have to go in knowing this is not a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is very much you can tell that it's it was cobbled together.
Yes.
The special effects are not state of the art even for 1977. You can tell, as I was telling Joel before we recorded, I think that money was spent they bought like a studio that was going out of business, so they could take in all these futuristic props. And plus, this was a movie that was rushed to capitalize on Star Wars. So you can kind of see where it's like the Asylum before the Asylum existed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Patrick, when did you first see this?
I saw it sometime in its general release. So that Christmas, it might have been before the holiday. I don't recall, but that was a time when the holidays were really pretty amazing because they were the last gasp of event holiday things. Like a big celebrity comes to town, and that's part of Christmas, But this was a pretty big deal to try to see. Maybe it was in the summer. Well, who cares? It was sometime when I was, like third grade.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. I mean, it to me, it is a bad movie, but it's a very pure movie. And it's also adapting and exploring subject matter and inspiring pieces of art that are not necessarily the world's greatest literature. That doesn't mean they should be held up for ridicule. No, that's not what I'm saying. However, their flaws, and I'm talking about now things like serials, like Republic serials about Flash, so on and so forth. Their flaws show up more because Coates's incompetence that's Cutsy's incompetence kind of amplifies them. But what's more important is their winning qualities and their ability to hold together as productions with these original serials becomes far more evident because we see far more ways that things like this can go south. And it still is a fun movie. It has enough fun moments in it that I'm happy to come back and look at it again and again.
Yeah, yeah. What's interesting? Actors Caroline Monroe and Judd Hamilton were married at the time.
Who's Judd Hamilton?
Judd Hamilton played the robot.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So I didn't know
package
that either.
deal.
I didn't know that either. I was just reading Wikipedia. Sorry, but for the kid in me, this movie's a lot of fun. I do feel this sort of more feels or a bit more like a outer space western. They do steal the
right.
they do steal the lightsaber sword, sure, but there's a lot of shootouts in this movie, a lot. And I like how they use the laser guns here. Very cool. I will say the way they get captured a lot in this movie is okay. I get what they're going for. They're trying to put them in intimate danger a lot through this movie because, again, this is not a big budget on a scale of movie. This is on a cheap, as Gordon has pointed out. So I get why they're having these capture scenes all the time. I didn't mind those. My favorite cheesy thing about this movie is the little robots with the sword, the dual little robots, and the big giant robot chasing them in the sand.
Yeah, that's I'm sure the person behind those sequences was like, "Hey, if that Harryhausen dude could do it, I could do it."
Yeah. But I mean, from an entertainment standpoint, is it a fun movie to watch? Sure. Is it a great movie? No, by no means is it great. But I think from an entertainment standpoint, this movie did entertain me. They relied on sex appeal, sure. They had a very beautiful.
Are you thinking about for the the masked person? What sex appeal?
I think Jules referring to the robot.
Okay, that's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
Was there any donkeys in it?
Yeah, because that robot was a real smoke show.
Yeah.
Maybe they have donkeys in it.
Yeah, smoke show. There's a woman who's running around. She's very revealing, sort of not quite a bikini, but sort of looks like it when they have her captured. Then they
she actually goes through several outfits throughout the movie. So
yeah, you're right. Which is cool. David Hasselhoff arrives well over halfway through this movie.
And that's where it dive bombs.
When I saw his name in the cast, I'm thinking, where is David Hasselhoff in this movie? As I was watching it, I get character entrances, everything. Were you guys sort of shocked by that? But the fact that over halfway through the movie he isn't introduced, like at least physically.
Well, I mean, it's par for the course, given what Star Trek: The Motion Picture just did to me. Which is, tease me, I'm going to see Spock, and I don't see Spock. He kicks his magical necklace down into the boot of this man, and so there's no more Spock. Oh, now there's an equation, and there's Spock. By the time I got to the TV show, I was dead inside, which was perfect. It was a good way to enjoy the humor. But in terms of being able to quote these things back and forth, no. Sorry.
Yeah, I think this might have been one of Hasselhoff's first roles, if not his first role. So
yeah,
the only thing I do kind of wish that this movie played to his strengths, which is his primary strength as an actor is lying on the ground, drunk off his ass, eating cheeseburgers.
Yeah, his Burger King ad campaign. I thought it was marvelous.
Mm-hmm.
Peabody Award-winning material. Joel, did you see his Burger King ad?
Yeah.
Did you see the viral clip where he's on the floor without his shirt, eating a cheeseburger, drunk off his ass?
Talking about
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that too. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You know, whenever people say, "Hey, Gordon, you know, watch yourself," you're going to end up like David Hasselhoff, you know, shirtless on the floor, eating a cheeseburger, drunk off your ass. I usually respond, "Don't threaten me with a good time."
That's right. Beat them to it. Beat them to it every night.
Make sure you have when you do, Gordon, make sure you have the fries in the scene too, you know.
Well, what do you think I'm going to do after we finish recording this podcast? What do you think I'm going to do?
I apologize, good sir. I
I
apologize.
don't dance, folks. This is it.
What did you guys make of the shootouts in this movie?
I think it was hard because you could tell that whoever did the laser effects didn't I don't know if it was a director thing or a visual effects thing, but you could tell like they would point their gun and you'd see instead of the beam kind of like going the in the direction of the barrel, it would be like going this way and this way.
They would look around the barrel suspiciously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like you're right. You sort of could tell that the way they were aiming the gun, it's like the lasers are going the other way, sort of away from them. It's like, so again, it's shot on the cheap. I mean, we hear about stormtrooper accuracy. This movie takes it to a different level in a different way without stormtroopers. I was not expecting Amazons in this movie at all. At all. Did they read Wonder Woman, you think?
No, I think it was just like, okay, you know, we need to do a space opera. Okay, we'll throw in this planet. Yeah, throw in a planet of women. You know, we'll throw in a space prince. You know, we'll throw in our homage to Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. So,
Yeah.
Dirty girl.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, let's see. Sure. Christopher Plummer actually plays the Emperor. You know, when I saw Christopher Plummer's name in the title, I thought he might play the heel here. No, not so much.
it was probably they needed a name, and you know, Caroline Munro, you know, you could pull from England, but like
Yeah.
Christopher Plummer, it's like, and that's a trick that like a lot of, well, they still kind of do it to this day, but when you had like a really bad movie or you wanted to pull in an audience, you hired someone for like a day or two because you could go, oh hey, there's a star in this.
Yeah. Plummer was really good too. I mean, he nailed every, and I'm not shocked that he nailed all of his lines, but I mean, he doesn't, it's not like he gets a lot of screen time in this movie either.
No, I think he's probably counting his blessings over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like they got him for like they could afford him for 1 or 2 days. They shoot all the scenes and he's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go do Shakespeare in Canada, or you know, I'm gonna call and annoy William Shatner, tell him about this Hasselhoff guy trying to hone in on his career.
Yes, indeed. Pardon me for a moment.
Sure. What's some scenes you liked, Gordon, or didn't like?
I'm trying to think because I did rewatch the movie today. I think the whole sequence where with the trader and the one guy, he's dead but he doesn't check and he comes back to life.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I think the scene ends with him saying, well, I can't prevent destiny because that's against the law. And I'm like, what law? Like if you could see into the future, like if I could see into the future, I'd be like, okay, lottery tickets. I'll write these down, and I'd send you a note. Hey, Jewel, I got some lottery tickets. I don't know if it's my lottery or yours, but you go play these.
Yeah. I will say there was a lot of look in any science fiction movie. Is there a weird character? Sure, but to me, the weirdest character was the navigator, who I liked. Because it's just like, okay, he has these really weird, cool powers to just know shit, and it's like, or where to go, or oh, okay, we could go here or here. I'm thinking that was pretty neat. I wasn't. I will admit, I wasn't expecting the Jedi sword to come out, if you will, in this movie.
Mhm.
When I saw that, I'm thinking, oh wow, they went there, they went there.
Yeah,
What?
and I think this is why with some movies um with cash in movies, where I
Yeah,
think, they didn't put a lot of attention to the script because it wasn't like we're not going to film it because it's good. We're going to film it because we've got a release date or we want to cash in as soon as possible. Um, think of it this way. 2 years ago, Mickey Mouse goes public domain. There's at least
yeah,
like two or three really bad public domain movies.
yep,
With Winnie the Pooh 4 years ago, there's been at least two or three really bad Winnie the Pooh horror movies.
yep,
This year we had three really bad Popeye movies
yep,
that were all horror. So it's like um, there's nothing wrong with cashing in on a trend, but a lot of times people are looking for people who make films like this, and I think this is what the filmmakers of this film did. It's like they're not worried about quality; they're worried about they're more worried that, okay, we get this in theaters, nobody's going to care, we make our money back, we're out, we make out like bandits. Um,
yeah,
so I mean, it as Patrick said, it is a fun movie to watch, despite it being
yeah,
bad. Um, I think too. I think what's interesting is as I'm watching this movie, um, I know that there have been there's a couple of science fiction series that I follow,
yeah,
and um, several of them have had they do really good seasons, but then they kind of they kind of poop the bed in their series finales. And if you think you know what I'm talking about, viewers, you're absolutely right. And every time there's these finales are criticized,
yeah,
it's like it's that there are people who respond, well, you need to watch this, and then you got to watch this, and then you got to put these together. It's like, no, if it doesn't hold, you can like everything else about it, but if that ending doesn't quite gel, and it
yeah,
does things that and I think this movie is kind of I think if this movie in its quality were put out now,
yeah,
you would have people defending it, and it's I mean it's the kind of bad movie that's watchable,
yep,
and it's I have a friend about name of Mike Albright who runs a group called Down in Front. They do they riff on movies every Friday night on Twitch TV / Down in Front Live for all of you out there. Check it out. Friday nights 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And a couple Mike and Alan, a couple of riffers have talked in that when you're selecting a bad movie to riff on, the main criteria is that it has to be watchable. You're,
Yeah,
you're
it has
not
to have a good story.
hmm And this is a watchable bad movie.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
Another watchable bad piece of media from this era that I really love. Tell me if this rings a bell. Well, there are two. There's Salvage with Andy Griffith.
I remember that series, and I think it was. Um, I was actually sad that it only was on for there's like a TV movie and like half a season.
Yeah, but I watched every episode of that. And then there was a mini series called Goliath Awaits that I think was a syndicated mini series. So it was meant to go to the UHF stations and so on. But it starred Christopher Lee as a guy who's sort of the captain of a Titanic-like vessel, and it winds up on the bottom of the ocean. But through various means, he's able to create a stable bubble of air that there's an arboretum, and so he's able to amplify the oxygen that comes out. And but he's secretly running this weird dictatorship, of course. and does not want to see people escape to freedom. It's pretty good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What? What's Okay, I'm trying to think of the question was. You guys have talked about good movies, bad movies, like from this era. What's a movie, or what's another movie to you it's watchable but it's bad?
Wow.
Hmm.
Watchable but bad. I don't know, because those are phrases I don't really use. I mean, I will say the whole movie looked rotten, or but if I don't like a thing, I'll say, well, the script wasn't very strong, but the whole thing looked like it was fun to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this is one that came out in the early it came out in the early 2000s, and there's a string of like biopics about TV shows, behind the scenes that were done really low budget. And one of them is called Daydream Believers, the story of the monkeys,
Okay.
which is, you look at it and it's the actors, they don't quite have the same, they didn't go for exact lookalikes, but there's something about them that's like, you can tell that they're struggling a little with the material, and a lot of it is that kind of, let's hit the heavy beats. It's got the um, the couple of the has a couple of mainstream actors. I know one of them is the lead on the series Eureka, and he was the Maytag repairman for a while. I can't remember his name. Something Ferguson.
Yeah, John Ferguson, or yeah, something like that. Ferguson, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so there's I mean, it's not, and then they use like old live recordings to see them in concert, and it was like filmed like over 5 days, really on the cheap. So, and it's one of those very cliche. It's like a behind the music in 90 minutes. The nice thing, so it is not good by any means. There's one about the Partridge Family, which is it's all about how Danny Bonaducci's dad was like really hard on him because he was a failed writer, and it wasn't until Bonaducci's dad started working for All in the Family that he kind of
Oh.
But it's this whole kind of separate genre. But I would say Daydream Believers is one that it's not. It's and I'm sure there'll be somebody out there in the comments saying, "How dare you be mean to a monkeys movie? I like the monkeys." I like the monkeys too, but that movie, not very good.
No.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, there's just movies that are like that. I mean, they're you can watch them, but they're not very good. I mean, there's a bunch like that. What do you got? Scale 1 to 10. What do you guys give this movie overall?
I would say I give it a good-natured C plus.
I'll give it a
Like
6 out of 10 because it's there's enough there that it's not totally horrid. It's not The Room. Right, to me, that The Room is, for anyone who says, "Oh, it's so bad, it's good." No, it's just bad.
Yeah. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's an entertaining movie. It's fun, but it's just, my goodness. Look, I'm a sucker for big giant looking robots, and especially two little robots with swords. That cracked me up in this movie. I howled. I thought that was funny. And then, hey, they did get a guy in a robot suit, which is cool. So,
Yeah, I do think at some point, and I don't know where it is streaming, but in the future, because I think either Alan or Patrick suggested this, Lou Ferrigno's here, the Lou Ferrigno Hercules movie.
God
I mean,
damn, it's a
Joel,
weird movie.
if you've ever wanted to see a movie where Lou Ferrigno in a loincloth throws a bear into outer space, this is the movie for you.
I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger's Hercules.
Not the same. Not
No,
the same.
no.
I
There's just
know.
again, did Arnold Schwarzenegger throw a bear into space? No.
No, he did not. A bear into space. That
That's
is
right. Now you hate a
hilarious.
bear in space.
Yeah. Hey, man, I love Jason in space, so I mean, hey. So, is there anything you guys want to add before we go?
No.
No.
No. This has been a fun discussion. Link to Gordon Dymowski's Amazon page and website is going to be in the description box. Link to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Day Book of Balance is going to be in the description box.
Thank you.
And even though our buddy Alan could not make it, link to Alan Gallant's YouTube channel, Colin Sport After Dark, is going to be in the description box. Go check him out. Go give him a sub.
Alan's latest episode is wonderful.
Yes, it is.
You need to go watch it after this one.
I love the postcards. I love how he did the postcards. Very smart. Very, very cool. So, guys, you have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and be safe.
Good night.